Hello and welcome to Chair Yoga. Glad to see you all today. Today's practice, we're going to be focusing very much on the core, on our breath, and we're going to add in a few new poses that we have not done yet. So let's get ready to start. Let's start seated up on the edge of your chair. Make sure that your feet can be firmly planted on the floor. Now, if you cannot touch the floor, go ahead and get a book, a big book or a box of some sort, and slide it under your feet. If your chair is a little too low, then take that same book or maybe a pillow and slide it underneath your legs in order to boost you up just a little bit. Then just get started sitting nice and tall, finding length in the spine. Let your hands rest and start to breathe. Let your focus start to turn inward. Just let your mind be on your practice this afternoon. Feel your sitting bones anchoring you into the chair, your feet planting on the ground. Bring your shoulders up, around, and back. Then draw your shoulder blades together and let them ride down your spine and return to your breath. Now we're going to move into the three-part breath practice, which, if you remember, visualize a water pitcher and fill it up from bottom to top and then let it overflow out your nose. So begin inhaling and exhaling, and continue this for 4 more deep three-part breaths. We're breathing into the front of our bodies mostly here. Now just return back to your regular breathing. Our next breathing practice will be a little different. I want you to visualize breathing in to the back, to the back of your ribs, nearest your spine, so that you'll be expanding your ribs out and back. And just notice how that changes the feel in your abdomen and in your low belly. So go ahead and get started. Again, it's in and out through the nose. So you may feel more pressure in your tummy, and that's fine. And now return to your normal breathing. There are so many different ways that we can guide the breath. And I always think of it when you go to a restaurant, you don't always order the same dessert, right? So think of your breath as changing it up depending on how you feel in a certain day. Now we're going to begin our movement part of this practice. So again, scooch forward and we'll start doing some seated cows and cats. So on your inhale, bring shoulders back, lean forward, gaze up. On your exhale, fold back, bringing chin to chest. Inhaling to open, exhaling to close. Being mindful of your core, keeping your Mula Bandha and Uddiyana bandhas nice and engaged. Then rest. Now we're going to move into side stretches. So inhale, arms out and up, stretch up, gaze up. Take hold of your wrist. Then exhale, lean to the side. Inhale up. Exhale, lean. Inhale up. Exhale, lean. Drop your hand, grab your chair and hold. Look up. Then exhale, look down. Inhale up and switch sides. Exhaling to lean. Inhaling to rise. Exhaling to lean. Inhaling up. Exhaling, leaning. Dropping your hand. Gazing up. Continuing to breathe. And exhale, look down, inhale up, and exhale, fold forward. Let your hands come to the mat. Now stay down, and next we're going to start walking our hands to the right as far as you can without moving your hips. Stay for 5 breaths. Walk back to center, and then walk the opposite direction. Then inhale to half lift, exhale, fold, and then continue that same sequence 2 more times. Walking, staying for 5 breaths, walking back to center for 1 breath, walking the opposite way, staying for 5 breaths, walking back, and then repeating. And inhaling to half lift, and then coming all the way back up. And rest. Now we're going to start with legs. So inhale, one leg up, hold for 5 breaths. Let your shoulders be down, hip bones or sit bones anchoring you into the chair. Core engaged. Then exhale, release, and switch sides. Inhaling to raise up, holding, keeping your alignment tall. Exhaling to come down. And now switching to arms. Gazing up for 5 breaths. And switching. And coming down. And now, right leg, left arm. So we're just doing opposites. And switching. And now last, we're going to be doing Mary's pose. So be ready, we'll do this 10 times. Inhaling, arms and legs out. And rest. Now we're going to work a little bit with the hamstrings. So if you can, lift up one leg, wrap your big toes, then straighten it as much as you can. If you feel too much in your quadricep, bend your knee a little bit. Sit up nice and tall, let your shoulders come down, core engaged, and breathe. And now switch sides. Notice which side seems easiest for you. And release. Now we're going to be doing a new asana or a new pose called cobbler's pose. And we're going to start with our feet on the ground, soles together, knees pointing out. Sit up nice and tall, engage your bandhas, let your chin be in neutral space. Let your knees float open as much as they can. Now, keeping your soles together, slowly draw your knees together. Focus on the inner thigh muscles. Then widen out. Now bring your knees together, feet flat. Next, we're going to try and lift this cobbler up. So if your core is strong enough today to do this, fine. If not, if you feel yourself wiggling around, bring your feet back and go back to the knees, opening and closing on the floor. Now if you want to attempt this, go ahead, find your chair, lift your feet up, then close and open. And rest. This next one, we are going to do some bottom lifts. So anchor your feet, use your hands behind you, and then just press down as you lift up. Slowly lower and lift. And rest. Now we're going to move into some standing poses using our chairs for support. This first pose, we're just going to bend our knees. So use your hands to give yourself some support. Stand up nice and tall. Let your hands rest. Take an inhale, and on your exhale, just bend your knees and rise. Maybe open your stance to shoulder width. Keep your feet flat on the floor so you're not going to go very low. All right, now turn your chair around. And we're going to go through a downward facing dog to cobra. So start here. We're going to first we're going to start in mountain pose. Let your feet be hip width distance apart, lined up with your hip bones. Give yourself some nice shoulder rolls. Then gently rock back and forth from heels to toes. Now put down your pinky toes, your big toes, and all your toes in between. Inhale, shoulders up, around, and back. Draw your shoulder blades together and down. Engage your bandhas. Let your palms be open. Slightly turn your inner thighs toward each other and breathe. You'll notice in this mountain pose, your alignment is perfect. Ears on top of shoulders, which are on top of hips, which are on tops of knees, which are on top of ankles. So it's a nice, natural spinal engagement. Now on your next inhale, inhale your arms out and up. Stretch up and gaze up. Exhale, hinge forward. Come to rest on your chair. Now, if you have glaucoma or any eye pressure issues, it would be better for you to stay like this. If you don't, and if you have the flexibility in your spine, let your head come down. Now inhale, come up, plant your hands and lean forward, gazing up, dropping your hips down. Then exhale, look forward and ease back to downward dog. Then inhale up, come forward. Exhale, look forward and back to your downward dog. Then inhale, back to cobra. And now walk to your chair and back to mountain. Nice. Now we're going to do a few more hamstring stretches. So first, oops, my chair is wrong, just a second. Bring one leg up onto your chair. Inhale your arms out and up, gaze up, and then exhale, hinge forward. Only go as far as you can and stay for 5 breaths. Then inhale, look up and release and switch sides. Inhaling up and exhaling to fold, fold over. Then inhale up and release. Go back to your first side. Inhaling to come up, releasing and switching. Inhaling up, releasing, and then one more each side. Just look right at your knee or your toes. And last time. And release. Now we're going to do 5 hamstring lifts, and we'll do this 3 times on each side. So again, start with your hand on your chair, nice and tall, core engaged, and then just using your hamstring and glute, just kick back. You're not going to go high. Stop and switch legs. Back. Now we'll continue our standing poses. We'll do lunges using our chair, then tree, and then we'll return to seated. So start by bringing one of your legs, foot on the floor, on the chair, kind of back. Now lean in and out. Your hand can be on your hip or out or back behind, whichever is most comfortable for you. So stay for 5 breaths. Look at your toes. Then in. And exhale. And in. Ground through your back foot. And out. And release, and then we'll switch sides. Going. and release. And now let's get ready for a tree. Put your weight into the leg that's closest to your chair. Kickstand your other leg, bring the heel to your ankle. Inhale up. Then if you want, then exhale, look down, bring your hands down. Now bring your leg up and inhale, maybe both. And exhale, look down, release, and then if you want, hike it up. Whoops. And exhale, look forward and release, and then we'll switch sides. Again, put your weight nearest the chair, kickstand your foot, bring it to the leg, then inhale up. And exhale, release. Now bring your leg up, foot up the leg, inhaling up, maybe, woo, maybe not. And release. And then if you want, you can hike it up. And raise. And release. Nice. Now take a seat. Scooch up to the edge of your chair. Come back to that easy seat. Inhale, arms out and up. Stretch up and gaze up, then exhale. Bring one hand across, bring your other hand behind you. Turn to look, move your shoulders down. And exhale forward. Inhale, stretch and gaze. Exhale, twist and turn. And exhale forward. Now just sit back in your chair and move into your relaxation. Let your eyes close down. Let your breath become easy. Just relax, letting any thoughts or emotions that arise just float on out with the breath. Now slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Let your breathing become deeper. Then inhale, come forward, bring your arms out and up. Stretch way up. Bring your palms together. Draw them down to your heart space. Take just a moment to look inside and be so grateful for what your body can do and the life that you have. And before we close, I have a quote from Frederick Buechner that I think is pretty apropos for the times we're living in now. I'm going to read it so I don't mess it up. The best moments any of us have as human beings are those moments when for a little while it's possible to escape the squirrel cage of being me and move into the landscape of being us. So thank you so much for coming and sharing your practice this afternoon. And thank you for being part of this beautiful landscape. Namaste. Bye-bye.